Listen carefully, because it's going to make your learning enhanced, as it will be basically focused on the communication skills for the professional and the personal growth. So I'll brief about Madam Rehani. Ma'am Rehani has done her master's in English and MPhil in Arts and Literature. She is currently working as Assistant Professor, Department of Languages at CT Group of Institutions. Ma'am has many credits to her CV. She is a chief convener of literary team. She is a member of comparing committee of Youth Festival and head mentor of students of CT Group of Institutions. Ma'am has won Best Teacher Award in 2016. She has number of other things to her resume. She has been conducting stage during the various national and international events. She has been conducting quiz contest as well. She has been a very interactive anchor and script writer of many of the YouTube show English English. She has coordinated. She is a great dialogue writer and an actor of documentary movies. So participants, there's a lot to learn from the ma'am. And I request all the participants, especially the students, this is very interactive session, and do interact with the speaker because you are going to learn a lot. Over to you, Ma'am Rehani.
Thank you so much for the kind words, and I take an opportunity to thank the university and Dr. Hiru for providing this platform for the interaction amidst this COVID situation. We are, though hindered, but then we have the tools, we have technology, so that we may interact and we may share the knowledge. So the topic which I choose to interact with each of you is effective communication skills for the professional and personal growth. First of all, we must understand what communication skills is. It's something which every and any English professor will tell you. When you express your thoughts, your ideas, it becomes communication. You can use words, you may not use words. Anyway, you can express your thoughts, emotions, and feelings. But how to make it effective? How to put an everlasting impression? How to win people over your side? How to scale the ladder of success? That is to be done by effective methods. And what are the effective methods? We are going to pause and ponder over it. So wish you all a very good afternoon, all the faculty members, honorable professors, and my dearest of dear students. I hope you are going to learn a lot. I am going to share screen with you people so that we may begin. But before formally beginning with this presentation, there is something I would like to show to all of you. First thing, this is for each of us because this corona situation, it has left us all blank. So this is for all of us. First of all, there is a difference between the mass and the class. There are people who never give up even amidst the oddest of the odd situations. They are not the quitters, they are the winners. Here are some of the examples. A quick review I'll give you. Probably you know many of them, so it's a quick review. This is a candidate whom the news broadcasters rejected because they said his voice was not good enough. And then this happened. Is Amitabh Bachchan, the iconic Agnipath. Then this one, a small boy, he was fifth amongst the seven siblings, very poor. He used to sell newspapers, various odd jobs. And people would think that he would be nothing. But see what he became. Son of a boatman, the missile man. Then this is again a very interesting story. I'm just giving you the glimpse. Four nervous young musicians, they were friends. They went somewhere for the audition, and what happened? They said, we don't like the sound. Your group is the way out. You are burn off pieces. And see what happened? We got the Beatles, the iconic Beatle brothers. Another one, 1944. Director of a blue black modeling agency, he auditioned someone and he told that person that you would better learn secretarial work and get married. Either be a secretary to someone or get married. And that person was not a quitter. Look what she became. Marilyn Monroe, again iconic Hollywood actress. So then there is another story. Someone was told, you aren't going nowhere. Go and just climb on the driving truck. You go and drive a truck. That boy didn't listen to that person. He listened to his heart and see Elvis Presley. Few more. There was a man, he invented a machine, but people would say, this is amazing invention, but no one would want it. No one would take it. And today, we just can't live without it. Who's this man? Alexander Graham Bell. He gave us a mode of communication. Another one. Another young inventor, Shasta Carlson. He had, now look at this. This is again very amazing story. He was rejected plethora of times. He had some idea, he made something, but no one took it. But today, his invention is the most prized invention. Shasta Carlson. Now, what does he do? He made the Xerox machine. And for students, it is an oxygen machine. They can't live without it. For each note, they can rely upon the Xerox machine. So another one, a 4-year-old girl, 20th of the 22 children, she had pneumonia, she had scarlet fever, she was paralyzed, and at 9 years of age, she just removed her braces and said she's going to walk. And then she said, I am going to run. I'm going to run. She fell many times, but she continued. And ultimately, she ran to grab Olympic gold medal. So Wilma Rudolph, she is an icon in sports history. She has won 3 Olympic gold medals. So this is everyone's story. People know this. People know this name. So a boy, he was scolded by the teacher. The teacher said he's dumb and dull boy. He can't do anything. But this time, not just that boy, but the mother was also not a quitter. She believed in her baby. And look what that baby, who was called dumb by the teachers, what did he become? Sir Albert Einstein, the man with the highest intelligent quotient. So the thing is, the winner is not one who never fails, but the one who never quits. If you want to learn to be expressive, if you want to learn effective communication skills, if you want to climb the ladder, first of all, start with this thing that I belong to the people of Aryabhatta. I will have to begin with the 0 in my hand. People laugh at us that we have given only 0, but that is it. We have the base. So begin with this base. Fine. So we have to go with effective communication skills. Always remember, English is not our native language. We are the people who are born and brought up in one mother tongue, that is Punjabi in most of the cases. Then we have our national language, that is Hindi. And then we have the third language, which is the medium of all the official communication in the education sectors. In schools, in colleges, and universities, you have been getting the education in this one particular language, and that is English. So it is a foreign language which we people have adopted. It is not our mother tongue. It is not our native language. So if we realize this fact, one thing will go away. That is the taboo attached to it, the shame attached to it. We people do not talk to people effectively because we do not believe in this fact that English is not my mother tongue. It is not my native language. So the thing required here is we must believe in ourselves and we must say one thing: I won't quit. With this, I begin with today's session, and I hope you are going to learn something from it. First of all, believe in one thing, that is, you are going to communicate with someone. You are going to present your views, your thoughts, your ideas. You are going to bring a change in a situation. And how will you do it? You can do it by establishing a rapport with the person who is standing in front of you, the person who is going to receive the information from you. The communication is all about all the ideas you have, you polish them, you put them in the words, and you express. Or either you do not put them in the words, still you express. The way your mother used to express it, for instance, say if she is angry at you, what would she do? This is the simple frown she will give to you. Or what else she can do? So, for example, just consider there are guests in the house and she has put some cookies in the tray. And instead of serving the guests, you are munching the cookies. This is the look which she would give you. So she has expressed something with her big round eyes without using even a single word. For example, if I want to tell you to come to me, I will do this. If I want to stop you, I will do this. I'll do this. This means something. So I'm not saying a word, but I'm expressing something. That is establishing a rapport. I would make it a point that you listen to me. You listen to me, you understand what I want you to do or what I want to tell you. And then what happens? You give me a feedback. You give me the desired response. I desire something from you. Either I want you to tell me something, either I want you to do something for me. Fine. And for that, I need to establish a rapport. For that, there must be a field of consciousness. Consciousness is awareness, being evaluating, being intelligent, being aware, being alert all the time. You can't communicate with half left mind. When you're communicating with other person, you have to make it a point that this person is important for me. At this moment, I'm talking to this person and he is important for me. So establish a rapport with that person. The next point is, how do we establish a rapport? Self-confidence. Now, this is, everyone tells you have self-confidence, but how to have it? Self-confidence means self-consciousness, self-awareness, respect yourself, trust yourself. How can you respect yourself? Don't say, I am doctor, so I am this, so I am shiri shiri, so no. Respect yourself means evaluate yourself. What you are, what you lack, and what you have. So if you respect yourself, if you are able to evaluate yourself for what you have and what you don't have, what is your weakness or what is your strength, what skills can you add in and what skills you already have done. If you evaluate yourself, if you add in the skills, if you work on the weak points, points or nodes of your personality, you will get the self-confidence. So once you have self-confidence, you would be in a position to establish rapport. Second thing, in any communication process. For example, TV won't work until and unless you use the remote control or get up and operate the television manually. What will happen? It won't work. Similarly, your communication won't work. It would fall flat if you do not understand people. Always remember that when you are talking to someone, try to understand that person. There is something called age. You must know to whom you are talking. When you are talking to kids, your way would be different. When you're talking to someone of your age, your peer, your tone would be different. When you are talking to someone senior or elder, your tone would be different. So try to understand the people. Then when I say understand the people, understand them on the basis of their age, on the basis of their gender. You can't talk to the women the way you talk to the men. You have to be extra polite when you're talking to the women because the finesses of your appearance, the finesses of your personality, your tone, your intonation, that will put an impact on a woman. Okay? So make it a point, try to understand that what sort of people are your audience, what sort of people are you going to talk to. Next, you must be enthusiastic. When you're talking to someone, You should not be speaking in a dry, plain, and useless voice. You must be enthusiastic that I am going to talk to this person. I am going to either enrich this person or this person is going to enrich me. So be enthusiastic that I'm going to build a rapport with this person. Another important thing, people forget it. People have stealthy eyes. People will be like crow watching you slyly when you talk to someone. If you talk with the proper eye contact, I'm not saying oogle out with your eyes and start oogling and start gazing continuously. No, eye contact, a genuine eye contact. If you're talking to someone at professional level, there is a thing called professional eye contact. Give a full 3-second eye contact and then you may blink and show some file. And again, a 3-second direct eye to eye, pupil to pupil eye contact. That is something that you can do, but never avoid the glances. If you avoid that direct eye contact, that means you are concealing information. This is something which you should never be doing. And the next thing is, you must be interested in them. When you're talking to someone, be it a professional or a non-professional conversation in your professional circle, inside your office, show genuine interest in others by giving the verbal nods like, uh-huh, really, I can't believe. What are you talking? Wait a minute, let me note it down. When you respond like this with the verbal nods, really, hmm, fine. So what is this? This is you are showing that you are genuinely interested in that person or whatever he is telling you. Now, communication. What exactly communication is? It is series of experience of all the senses. For example, hearing. For example, smell, see, taste, touch. All these become the part of a bigger umbrella called communication. Now coming to the very official, the very formal, and very much accepted communications definition. It's a dynamic process. Why do we say communication is a dynamic process? I say it's dynamic because dynamic is ever growing, ever evolving, ever changing. Communication is like a football match. I say something and I pass the ball to you. If you do not kick it back to me, the game would stop. So communication is a dynamic process. For example, if I say I love you and you don't say me anything back, like I love you too. I appreciate what you were telling. Thank you so much for loving. If you don't say anything and you put a full stop there, so there won't be communication. So it's a dynamic process. It must move on. It must continue. So it's like a football. You say something, another person say you something back, and then you give a verbal nod. It's not always you have to give one full sentence. You can do, really? I don't believe this. This is unbelievable. Add some drama. Make it more dynamic. So now, next thing is this process. Through this process, we convey our thoughts, our feelings. It's not just about thoughts and feelings. It is about the ideas. We invite ideas. We give ideas to the communication. Now, what we have received, the set of information we have received, whatever information we have received, we must give the feedback to that information. Now, the thing is, for example, I tell to someone, I love you. Fine. And if that person, now see, what sort of person is he? What sort of past experiences that person has got? That would be the base of how he received my message. If that person is far more mature, he would say, I love you too. You are too good person. Right? And but if it's someone of teenagers, wow, she has fallen in love with me. I'm the boss now. So this is it. How you communicate, how the other person take the information, what sort of experiences that person has, what sort of intellectual level that person has, would define your communication. So that is why, dears, I have said in the very beginning, understand the person to whom you are talking. Understand the receiver of your information. How it is received depend on the set of events, the stimuli that person is exposed to. Right? See, I often tell it to the engineers whom I teach that sometimes it's not what you say that matters. Sometimes it's how you say that matters. For example, in Kapil Sharma's show, you see someone doing like this. That means, that doesn't necessarily mean he is being appreciated. That means he is depreciated. Right? So this is how the things work. What you say and how you say. And for example, if I don't like someone, I can say, "Oh, you're such a wonderful person." But my expressions and my tone, if someone say, "How do I look?" I would say, "Beautiful, amazing. You look like Miss Universe. Great." But my expressions, my tone, my intonation would tell that I'm not interested in that person. What I say matters, but how I say that matters more. Language is important, but the paralanguage is far more important. Try to understand in communication process. Maximum communication is usually done through listening. If we listen, 45% of the communication is done. And then if we speak, if we write, if we read, we are able to communicate. This is how the communication process happens. But the problem is, this is the exactness. But the problem is, we people, we humans, have forgotten to listen. We don't listen. That is why there are problems. We don't listen. We don't evaluate. We judge. Ladies and gentlemen, we judge. And that is where the problem lies. That is why we get dissatisfaction at our workplace. That is why we don't grow at our workplace. That is why in our professional space we are limited because we judge. We do not listen. We do not observe. We speak more. We listen less. And reading is the most worst treated part. The levels of communication I need to talk to you. Try to understand this thing. Yeah. How can we communicate? There are various levels. See, verbal communication, where I use words, phrases, idioms. That is verbal words. I use 7% of the communication is done through our words. We speak, we communicate. But the point here is try to understand non-verbal communication plays a crucial role, ladies and gentlemen. 93% of the communication is done through the non-verbal means. Means 55% of the body language, 38% of the tone of the voice. Sometimes when your mother calls up, you people say, "Coming, aa rahe hain, abhi aate hain," but your voice is already conveyed that how are you coming, with what heart you are coming. Abhi aayi. When you are using such tones, this is entirely negative. And then we say we don't bond with our parents well. Why? Because our body language, our tone, our paralanguage, it speaks a lot before we open our mouth and speak. Another thing which matters is our gestures, our postures, our movement. For example, there are some people who would be sitting in the class like this. So what is this? These are some of the gestures. We make some gestures like, what do we do when we do like this? We're conveying something. For example, there are some dresses. Fine. And we have to pick one. And there is one dress we like and we do. That means there is something which we have. We want to take. So we don't need to say, I want this thing, mujhe yahi pasand hai. Here I'm saying the thing without even saying it. Fine. So then there is a way of doing, like if I'm annoyed at someone, I would be like, what am I doing? I'm expressing my anger. I'm expressing my what I say, my anger, and then a lot of energy in me, and I'm going to just beat the shit out of you. This is my aggression which I'm showing to you. So gestures and the postures and the body movements, these are the things which will convey a lot, right? And then there is something called symbolic communication. Now, what is symbolic communication? For example, in a culture, if a woman wears white, I'm saying in our culture, if a woman wears white, we understand what it symbolizes. If in our culture, woman is wearing red, we understand what does it mean. So some things are symbolic. Then there are few more things which are symbolic. When you enter into your boss office, or say into your HOD's office or your professor's office in the university, your professor looks at you, and then you walk in, you stand in front of the table. He doesn't ask you to sit. You will never sit because he has conveyed you something by not offering you the chair that this is the cold time and you shouldn't be here. So sometimes you needn't have the words. You can decode the message through the nonverbal and the symbolic method. Now, barriers in communication means, or at my end, what are the barriers which may trouble the process of communication? Unwillingness to say things differently. If I do not connect with you people, if I do not understand that I am talking to the youth, if I do not connect with you, if I do not give you the examples or the anecdotes that you will identify with, that means we can't communicate. I can't give you the piece of information which can be useful for you. Now, there is another thing. If I am telling you something and you are giving me some another anecdote which is quite entire to what I am telling you, I am not willing to accept it. If I'm not willing to accept the new approach and ponder over it, communication will fall flat. So we must be receptive. Another thing, lack of self-confidence. Again, self-confidence doesn't mean that go out and open and start babbling and start speaking. No, self-confidence means self-respect, self-evaluation, respecting yourself for what you are, evaluating yourself the way you are, being the judge to yourself. That is called self-confidence. If I have these weaknesses, I am going to flaunt them and I am going to use this for my own favor. I'm going to use this for my own benefit. These are my weaknesses and I am going to iron out these weaknesses. I'm going to add the skills in me. I'm going to add some talent in me so that these weaknesses can be ironed out. So self-confidence means right kind of evaluation of your own self. What sort of brain you have? What sort of skills you have? Do you have the talent? How can you use that in your favor? That is self-evaluation. And right kind of self-evaluation gives you self-confidence. Now, another thing, lack of enthusiasm. If you're not happy at what you were doing, if you do not have that positive attitude in you, that I am going to make it, what is enthusiasm? What is this positive attitude? What is positivity? It is simply that I am here. I have a big role to play in this big cosmos. I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to make this place beautiful. Of course, not by sprinkling the flowers, but by doing something good. I'm going to work with my team at the professional level. I'm going to work in a team. I've got a project. The teachers have given me a project. I have to work as a team. I'm going to enrich my team. I'm going to be a wonderful team member. If you have this kind of approach, that means you're an enthusiastic person. That means you have positive attitude. And that is what is lacking when we communicate with our teachers, with our colleagues, with our friends, with our classmates, with our batch mates, with our boss, the immediate seniors. So that's it. We must work on this. What difference can I make? Can I cheer up the mood today? Can I enhance the performance of my team or not? Now, another thing is voice quality. As I was talking to you about the big B, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, the Amitabh Bachchan, then there is another iconic voice, Rekha, the quality of her voice. Then there is another contemporary actress, Vidya Balan, the sort of voice she has, the voice quality. Because the bass voice, the basic word we can use is bass, means they speak in a heavy tone. right? The harsh tone, the forced tone. Rani Mukherjee, she has forced voice. So voice quality, usually what happens, you would be more appealing to the people if you have bit of heavy voice, heaviness in your voice. That is why these people became legend. They have heaviness in their voice. Then there is chirpy voice, the voice which I'm using right now. This is a chirpy voice. Then there is one more way we can see. I'm from the field of English literature. I'm a trained phonetician and a linguist. So I've been trained to modulate. Plus, I'm a small time actress. I work, I have a show. So I have learned a lot during my journey of experience of this making of YouTube shows and everything. So we can always modulate our voice. We can make our voice sound very interesting, very exciting. Then we can, there is a way, the way I talk. For example, right now, if I'm talking to you, I can use particular sounds like t, th, and k sound to hook your concentration, to hook your attention. I can pull your attention magnetically towards me if I use particular sounds like t, and k in a particular manner. You would never be able to forget the session. If I roll my tongue a little bit of more, my voice quality would change. And you would think you're talking to someone from Europe. So this is how we can modulate our voice. And you can also talk in English the way Indians talk, and that would become English. Right now, the sentences which I have spoken to you are in English. So voice quality will matter. That would change the way you breathe, the way you speak. For example, I have to say the word HERT. So I can say heart, heart. So this is how I will say LOVE, love, love. So the way I move my tongue, the way my tongue touches the upper or the lower teeth, the mouth, the inside of the mouth, the quality of the voice will change. The way I breathe in and breathe out, the voice quality will change and it will enhance my style. And these are a few of the things which matter. The next one is again, if I am not respecting myself, if I do not evaluate myself properly, if I do not have confidence in myself, I would always be holding my own opinions. I would be prejudiced. That means I've already decided on something that, okay, this thing is going to happen like this. This is the disease, and people are going to die. If I'm already prejudiced, I can communicate in an effective manner. In order to communicate, I must not be prejudiced. I must listen to the people. Okay, in the medical history, we haven't found any treatment for this particular disease, but these village people, they are saying that this is a homemade old nurses' way of treating this particular disease, and the people feel better. I was, oh, what nonsense. What nonsense. This is what usually the doctors do. What nonsense. If you have stomachache, you must take these tablets. No, we can take the seeds. What we call in the Desi language, ajwain, right? If I say, okay, I took ajwain, I was okay. What nonsense. So communication will stop. Oh, I felt better. This is my experience. I'm sharing my experience with this person, and they saying what nonsense. He is the nonsense. Though I will not tell it on the face, but I'll say, you are nonsense, doctor. So sometimes what we do, this barrier comes when we are already prejudiced. So we must be open. Now, there are some more things which I would like to add in. Disagreement between the verbal and the non-verbal message. For example, if I don't like something and I'm saying, very good, well done. For example, I say this to the kids around me. If he has broken something, he would look at me, I would say, very good. I'm proud of you. But now say, and the child would be confused because my facial expressions, my tone is different, but the words I'm using is different. So what is it? Very good. And if I say, very good, I'm proud of you, then it is the kid will get the message, okay, I need to break one more glass here. So what I say and how I say, both the things should be in agreement. Fine. So the next thing is self-image, negative self-image. You often hear your teachers telling you that stand before the mirror and say, I can do it, I will do it. I have a professor, she was a sort of really, I was very close to her. Her name is Professor Sarita Tiwari. She was teaching me English when I was in graduation and masters. She used to tell me, Vikrant, Rehani, stand before the mirror and tell, I can do it, I will do it. And then there was another teacher who used to tell all the girls in the class, stand before the mirror and say, I am beautiful, I am intelligent, I am smart girl. And this is the way how you enhance yourself. Always say, I'm intelligent. Always say, I'm capable of doing this. I can push further. I can inch more. When you start pushing yourself like that, there would never be a negative self-image in you. Right? Accept yourself, respect yourself, have self-confidence. Now, another thing which breaks down, which puts the barrier in our communication processes, lack of feedback. For example, I have been speaking continuously, but you have not given me feedback. So I hear a quick question. Do you get what I have been telling you, dear students? Can you give me feedback? Just a yes or no? Can you give me feedback? Do you get me? So see, this is a classic case. I often ask such questions in between the session. If you have not given me the feedback, again, yeah, I got some messages. Okay, let's see what the message is. Okay, chat message 7. Students kindly respond. Okay, someone has said yes. Thank you, ma'am. So see, this is the feedback. Some have given the feedback. Some have given the forced feedback. This is how the things work. When you are, see, you are in a professional course. When people would be interacting with you, you would be interacting with your seniors in the department where you would be heading towards. By the way, I am also from the family of same department. My father was a deputy director in animal husbandry. My brother-in-law is a veterinary officer. I have a big circle of my friends who are in the veterinary department. So this is another house. This is the rearing place. In the morning, I told my father that, Dad, today I'm going to talk to the people of your alma mater. So he was very happy. So it is like coming to my family. So when you give feedback, what happens? When you would be in the department, you would be talking to the directors, deputy directors, joint directors. If you do not give feedback, what will happen? You would be accused. You won't get any professional growth because people will think he's a dumb person. He's unintelligent. This person do not give feedback. Probably he do not understand. His body language is negative. So here, when you are in a professional circle, you need to give a feedback. And then another thing, if you are not self-motivated enough, if you are not trained enough, you would never be able to communicate. Because for communication, you need to have some ideas. And ideas, thoughts, knowledge, it comes through your training, through your learning. So when you are in a classroom, be alert, agile, and be in a learning mode. Learn and grasp as much as you can. Coming to the next point. If we do not have the grip of language, again, I'm saying you remember we are the descendants of Aryabhata, we have zero. So remember, I have zero, I have to work on my vocabulary, I have to work on my grammar, I have to work on the linguistics, phonetics, pronunciation, accent, I have to work on all these things. These are the places where I'm lagging. So you have to work on that. It will give bounds to your confidence. Be self-aware. Again and again, darlings, I'm telling you, be self-aware. Self-evaluate yourself. Have confidence on what you are and what you aren't. What are your weaknesses and what are your strengths? Have confidence in that. So at the end of the receivers, again, these are some of the diseases which break your professional growth. These are the points at which your personal relations at the professional as well as personal level are just demolished. We have selective perception. When someone is talking to us, someone is giving us some instruction, we have perceived already. ये ऐसे काम कहता रहता है, अरे इसके सब काम बेकार होंगे. Selective perception. ये अच्छा है, ये बुरा है. When we have this sort of selective perception, what happens? We are not able to give our 100%. And when we are not able to give our 100%, what will happen? Our growth will be retarded. So unwillingness to change. We must be open to change. Something new, okay, fine. New boss, okay, fine. Going to tell us something new, let's grasp it. Now, another thing is prejudice. Stop being judicial. Stop judging people. You're not gods. We shouldn't judge other people. We should give our 100% and we should expect other person also to be the best. So another thing is a human being. When I am talking to you, there are possibilities that there are some people sitting amongst you who would be thinking, "I क्या बोल रहे हैं? ये क्या बात कर रही है? This is wrong. I don't agree with this." This is instinct. Some people have rebuttal instincts because acceptance is not that easy. Evaluation is not that easy. We instead of evaluation, we try to judge people. Stop judging each other. Let's grasp as much as we can. So another thing is personal value system. For example, mm, in my culture, men and women do not usually in most of the places people don't shake hands. For example, if I go to such people who not just share hand but they give each other a morning hug, hello and welcome, what would I say? Oh, these are very fast forward people. What sort of people they are? They're too intimate. Oh, this is wrong. What sort of people they are? They are the people of the low morale. Oh, please give me a break. That is my personal value system. And on the basis of that personal value system, I'm judging the people. And that is the barrier in my communication. This is a horrible, horrible thing to do in a communication process. So we must so here and now, internal and external factors. For example, if I am talking to you, some of you have done one thing and this is fact. No one can deny it. Some of you have put the session on and you people are either sleeping or you people are doing something or the other. There are few people who would be listening religiously to me, but then there are some who would be doing something else also simultaneously, side by side. So believe in this one. This one is a mantra. Believe in here, believe in now. Here is the right place. Now is the right time, and you are the right person. When you believe in these three important things, right person, right place, right thing to do or say. When you believe that the person I'm right now talking to, Vikrant Rehani, she is the most important person in this hour. Whatever we are talking is the most important thing. But if we believe in this thing that right now, here and now, external things don't matter, this thing matter. Even deep inside internal, how I am feeling don't matter. What she is telling me, that matters. Let me grasp as much as I can. That is the thing which matters. And you are pursuing this professional course in GADVASU University. What matters is the sort of skills which you grasp here. If you miss something, you are going to be blundered in the field. Don't miss anything. So believe in here and now. No external. And nothing deep inside your heart, what you are feeling matters. What matters is add intellectual um, the skills inside yours and enrich yourself. External barriers in communication. Environment, of course, these are the things which matter. If the venue is not appropriate, if there is a lot of noise, if the temperature is not appropriate, if it's too cold or too hot or too sticky or the fan is not working, we can't communicate properly because most of the time I would be doing like this. Right? These are few of the basic things which people know. When you are talking to other person, make it a point, make it a strong, strong point that you give that person some very cool, nice, colorful, peaceful environment. Okay, the last thing, this one. So another factor which is responsible is status, attitude, and then the time. I'm talking to you. If you're running short of time, I'll have to speak up quickly. You may miss something and you may hit something. If then say if I am talking to you, if I talk about high psychological points, it won't land on you because here there is a big difference. Your intellectual level is at graduation, post graduation level. But the things I'm going to tell you is of say a psychological fundas of Freud and Jung. I'm going to tell you, it will just fall flat. I must make it a point what I'm going to speak and how I'm going to speak. Then there is another thing, status. The way you talk to your HOD, the way you talk to your little sister, the way you talk to the clerk, the way you talk to your attendant are entirely different. This is great barrier. I have always made it a point that when I'm talking to the sweepers around, my peons around, I would be more and more respectful to them. I will treat them with much more respect, much more dignity, and much more grace. If I do this, I would be able to communicate well with them. I would be able to bond well with them. So this is it. We must overcome the status education barrier. I would be an idiot of the first row. I would be fool of the first row if I talk to the attendants, the peons in English. Oh, hello, sweepers. Please clean the table for me. It would be stupid on my part if I do that. The thing is, I need to communicate with the people and I need to make the changes which I want to change. If I can't do it, then fire on me, shame on me. Fine. How can I bring the change? I can use any language at my disposal. I can use gestures at my disposal and I can bring a change. This is the thing which matters. Always remember the people, what sort of people they are. Thing is, we need to communicate. We must be respectful to others. The thing, why we do not listen? Again, you will identify with it. See, listening is very hard. There are so many sounds around us. Which thing should we focus on and which should we not focus on? The problem arises we do not listen to others. There is a rush for action. And we are in a quick hurry that we must do. Okay, what that person is telling me, I will not listen to the directions, instructions. I will just rush to complete the task. And there lies the problem. And there the growth get retarded. My performance would be bad. I would be not up to the mark. My performance would not be up to the expectations of my senior. So if I rush to the action, it would be wrong. Now see, sometimes people speak very slowly, like sloth. I want to tell you something. This is the speed. In 1 minute, how many words? 120. And then there are some people who speak very quickly. You won't be able to listen to them. You will just miss few words. That would be 360 words per minute. So this is the speed difference. There was iconic Prime Minister of India, one of the former Prime Ministers of India, Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. He used to take long pauses when he used to speak. And then there are some of the political leaders like Dr. Kanhaiya, he would speak so fluently, so many words in 1 minute, the difference. But again, then the speed difference, it must be maintained. It must like sometimes retard the pace, sometimes accelerate the pace. So this is how it works. Keep bouncing with your speed. It would make your communication more effective. If you are not trained to use your skills effectively, what will happen? Communication would fail. When you want to listen to someone, you must be trained. That is why in IELTS we have this training for listening skills. Listen. Just focus on the information which is being imparted to you. Focus on that particular thing and pick it up. That is it. You should be trained to listen. You listen to the songs, you listen to the lyrics. There we do good listening. But when we are talking to our parents, when we are talking to our colleagues, when we are in the staff room, when we are in office of our seniors, we do not listen. Just keep on jotting down the things. Okay, I will do it. But we do not follow the instructions, the route given to us. Listen. Be trained to listen. And remember, these are some of the things which I added in. It is do not react. React, you understand, you have studied chemistry. React is chemical reaction. Wonderful subject. Quick, loud, bursting, energy. Respond. When you respond, it is responding to the stimuli. In a responsible manner, you must respond. Listen, evaluate, analyze, and then act. Do not react. When you act to make a change, to make this world a better place. Say something to make this place a better world instead of saying something bad, something horrible to other person. So do not react. Stay calm. Identify the feeling. This person is annoyed. This person is angry. This person is disturbed. Identify the feeling and then acknowledge it. Are you angry? Are you sad? Why are you so enthusiastic? Why are you so excited? So respond accordingly. Do not react. Remember this. This is called the effective listening, and this is the masterpiece which will help you to launch yourself in a better way. People will listen to you if you will listen to them. If you do not listen to others, none will. Listen to be listened. That is the thing which matters. Now, what are the nutrients in effective listening, effective speaking, and effective communication for your professional and personal growth? Emotional. Listen others, understand them. Speak with emotional questions. Try to come to emotional level of another person. You are in the field of science. You are dealing with patients. You're dealing with the attendance of the patient, be the veterinary science. People's economy is related to your field, to your education. So you must understand, you must have this emotional question in you. Next is talk to people. Do not speak to them, talk to them. If you speak to people, you will never build a bond. You will never grow. But when you talk to people, when you play this football match of words with the people, you talk to people, you will grow. And then maintain eye contact. And then the thing is respect. Ladies and gentlemen, show respect to other people, irrespective of their status, their education, their age. Respect. Respect everyone around you. You are talking to someone, respect the person, be it a peon, attendant, jaruwala, or the person who cleans or wipes off your tables, the peon, anyone. Show respect and listen. Say your graces. Good morning, good afternoon, thank you. Pleasure is all mine. Say the graces. Show the courtesy. First you, after you, instead of pushing and jostling around, after you. This is how the things happen. Give importance to other people if you want to be important to them. Show courtesy and acknowledge. Or what would have I done without you? I have no words to express my thanks to you. I am indebted. I owe you one. I wish I had known you sooner. You are my man Friday. This is how you give compliment to people. Acknowledge the people who help you, who stand by you, be it your teachers, your professors, attendants, the peons, the sweeperesses, your younger sister, younger brother, elders, your parents, your grandparents. Acknowledge their efforts. Acknowledge your boss's effort. Acknowledge the people around you, and you will have the nutritious and valuable bond, and you will grow and evolve. Then, speaking, I would say, speak slowly, very calmly, softly. Softly is politely, as if you love that person, as if that person is made up of glass. If you raise your volume, the glass will shatter down. Speak like this to someone, and that person would be yours forever and ever. That is the mantra. When you speak softly, utterly softly to someone, that person would be yours. Slowly, softly, and then there is one more. Speak in a way that only he or she hears you, be it a professional, be it a person. Speak in a way that quietly you hear him and he hears you, he or she hears you. Each word should be clear, your phrases should be clear. Whatever comes out of your mind, out of your mouth, it should be clear to your listener. This is how you should speak. I hope you understand up to this point. I know you are in no mood to give a feedback. Now, levels of listening. There are people who are non-listener. They are not listening. What they would do is they would turn on the thing, this Zoom meeting, and then they would be going here and there in the house. And then they're marginal listener. They are listening and then they're doing their own work. And then the next one is evaluative listener, the people who evaluate. And then active listener. Let me grasp something. I have this down. I will note it down and then I'll ask active listener. How to improve and enhance my listening skills? I should not be preoccupied. I should keep myself free. I should be non-defensive. I should have an open mind. So the minimum interruptions. Right now, you are giving me minimum, negligible interruptions. No one is interrupting me. So I must say, this is it. If you're not giving me the feedback, at least you are minimizing the interruptions. So, yippee, it's a plus point. So effective listening is when we are hearing, We interpret what we have heard, we understand the message, we relate to it, and then we give the feedback. We ask the questions if some points are not clear to us. 7% words, 38% paralinguage, that is my accent, my tone, my modulation. I've already dealt with it. So now body language. So when you would be in the field, in your professional field, you would be dealing with the real people. And these people may not be your brothers and sisters. These are the people. So watch out for your postures, your gestures, your hand movement, eye contact, orientation. How do you stand? How do you sit? That matters a lot. That is your body communication. How do I speak? How do I talk to you? If I need your help, I won't say, help please, or give me a water. I would say, would you do me a favor? I would be obliged if you give me a glass of water. So that is treating someone majestically. Be grand when you are speaking to someone. It's not just what you speak, it's how you speak. And the appearances do matter. I would say, foolish are the people who say the appearance do not matter. Ladies and gentlemen, appearance do matter. Your looks matter. Your hairstyle matter. What colors you are wearing, that matters. Nail paints, lipsticks, whatever you are putting on, that matters. The clothes you wear, that matters. How do I express my eyebrows, my eyes, the way I just shrink my nose, the way I smile? These are the things which matter. You may forget all the content, but you will always remember the way I spoke. The words would be forgotten, but the thing is, how I spoke, that would matter. The thing is, you will remember the expressions. You may remember was it a good or a bad case, but you would remember the expressions I gave you. And that is the thing which will be permanently hitting over there. If you have any question, tell me. I have done with this one particular part. If there is any question, do let me know. There is one more part. It is a 10-minute slide. I have kept it with me. I'll show you, but at this point, if there is anything, let me know.
Dear participants, the session is open for interaction. Kindly interact. Then there are certain questions in the chat box as well. So I'll read it. Yeah. What are the greatest challenges to good communication?
Okay, greatest challenges to good communication. That is an interesting fact. See, the first thing is, if we want to communicate well, I have told you time and again that we need to understand this one thing, that I must have confidence in myself. And how does confidence come? If I know myself well, if I am prepared well, if I have the knowledge about that particular stuff I'm going to talk about, if I have the set of skills. So that is the thing. And the challenge here is I am too prejudiced. The thing is that I do not trust my listener. I do not respect that person. I just want to deliver the message and call it off. It would be done. But the thing is, if I want to have a good communication, I must remember that a good communication is a dance. Dance of the sound, the dance of the words, the dance of the phrases. So enjoy your communication. It's like a football game, right? The kick, the answer comes again, kick the ball, say something. In a good communication, we must ask each other questions. If we fail to ask these questions, the communication won't go further. How important is listening in communication? Listening is very crucial. You cannot communicate if you do not listen. Listening means paying attention. Listening means being carefully understanding someone, evaluating someone, trying to come to the level of that person's emotional intellect, trying to come to the level of that person's feeling. Listen and let that person pour out what he wants to tell you. When we listen to other people, there is catharsis which occurs. The people speak their heart out, their feelings out, their emotions out, their ideas out. And who knows, we may get something valuable when we listen to other person. Something which we never knew, we may get to know if we listen to people. Then
is there a way we can measure or assess effective communication?
Yes, definitely. If you see the change, if you see development, if you see that there are positive outcomes, if you want something to be done and it has been done, that means your communication was effective. See, I'm a boss. If I say, I want this to be done, people do it. But if I'm not boss somewhere, I want this to be done, no one would listen to me. And there, my effective communication skills would be at this. You're sitting in a bus, you need something, and you request someone to give that to you. If that person hands over the mobile to you, that means you communicated well. Give me your phone. I am the boss in my office. Who would listen to me? Effective communication would be if I ask that person, see, this is my phone. It has been drained of the battery. I need to talk to my family. Someone will come to pick me up from the bus stand. Can I use your phone? And if that person hands over the phone to me, that means I wanted something to happen. I wanted the feedback, and that thing is happening. What I wanted has happened. So that is effective communication.
Thank you so much, Vikrant Rehani, for your so much better communication and answering the questions or queries in a greater manner. One more question is the students or teenagers. How do you think they can get benefit out of such communication skills?
So the thing is, that is why I've been telling time and again, we must listen, listen, and listen. And then come to emotional level. Intellectual level is fine. Professional level, then there is a person we are talking to, he's a professional. And in that professional, there is someone who has got an intellect level. And beyond that intellect level, there is a one who has got an emotional level too. That is how the things get done in Indian Army, in any defense forces. Emotional level, at the level of the feelings. That is the biggest industry, I would say. Army and the defense forces, the biggest industry. And how the things are done there. Not because my captain is telling me to go and just shove my head inside the enemy's quarters, I will go and do. No, there is a feeling involved. So when we communicate with someone, when we touch someone emotionally at the level of the feeling, then the things get done. And communication is all about sharing the thoughts, emotions, getting the things one, whatever I want to happen, whatever change I want to happen will happen. If I will appeal someone at this level and at this level also. So that is effective communication.
One more very personal question. You were discussing some of your relatives. I was thinking you said my father is a veterinarian. Just can you
Yes.
name him or name him or
Dr. Shashikant, he was alumni at PAU. Dr. Shashikant, he was a veterinary officer. He became deputy director. Dr. Shashikant, he retired from Hoshiarpur as a deputy director.
okay. Thank you.
And then my brother-in-law is Dr. Ravinder. He is posted somewhere at Hoshiarpur, Tanda, somewhere there. Dasua, he belongs to Dasua. Then Dr. Rana Preet Gill, she was my batchmate in 10th. She was my friend. She is my friend. Yes. Her father was my professor. He taught me English at 12th grade, when I was in 12th grade. So this is like coming to the family, sir.
Very nice to listen to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you. It was a pleasure and a privilege, sir. Thank you.
Ma'am, one more question is there.
Yes, please.
How can we do any work perfectly if we already know that work will not be done by us? It's a question by a student.
How can we tackle someone when he's angry? This one and he's angry. Okay, how can we do any work perfectly if we already know that the work will not be done by us? Oh, darling, Ashish Kumar Badok has asked this. See, if you already know that this work will not be done by us, how can I already know I am not God? Right? I'm not a God. How can I already know? I am judging myself. I am being judicious. I am prejudiced. I am under evaluating myself. That is what I said. Do not under evaluate yourself. That is what my teachers taught me, and that is the message. I can do it, and I will do it. That is what I told you in the very beginning. I showed you 20 slides in which a girl, she was paralyzed. She couldn't even walk, but she ran. She ran and ran till she reached the Olympics. She ran and ran till she achieved the gold medal in Olympics. Not one, not two, three gold medals. So we can work perfectly. Even if we can't work, we can believe in ourselves and we can work. Amitabh Bachchan, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan was rejected that you have got horse-like voice. See his voice when he says that Agnipath, 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 unparalleled, isn't it? So believe in yourself. He believed not in that man who rejected him at the radio station in Kolkata. He believed in the man deep inside him. Believe in yourself. Okay, then there is
How
another
can we
question.
tackle someone who is angry and frustrated from asking one question again and again?
How can we tackle someone when he's angry and frustrated from asking a question again and again? See, that is what we have to work on. Listen and identify. You are angry, you are annoyed, you're frustrated. I understand. Say that. First of all, identify that I have acknowledged. Acknowledge this. I know you are angry. I know you are annoyed. I know you don't like it. Start with this. Other person will believe you that you don't like it, that you are angry, you are annoyed. I understand. When you start with this note, then what will happen? That person's anger level will come down. That person's frustration level will come down. And then ask the question. Before putting the question, ask that person, there is something I need your valuable response. Give me your input. I need your response. Your answer is important for me. When you start like this, you make another person feel important. You make another person feel valuable. You make other person feel precious. And definitely that person will not just answer you, but would also be honest and would do what you want him to do. That is how the things get done at home and even at the workplaces. No soldier want to die, but that is how the captains in the army make the things done. So this is the thing. This is how we work. Work, acknowledge someone. Try to tell them that I understand your feeling, but this is important. Your response is important. When you start like this, the person will give you the required feedback. Even at the professional level. Trust me, I'm telling you with this personal experience that some people, like some very hard sort of people who won't budge. I talk to them, they're very annoyed, they are sent to me. I talk to those people and I make them understand, listen, you're angry, you're annoyed, I understand. But right now, this is important. I want your response. Your answer is precious for me. If you will not give me your answer, there would be a difference. Only your answer can bring the change. Please give answer. When I talk to that person and make that person feel important, I will get the desired response. Any other query? Anyone?
Students can interact.
Yes?
Student, it's an interactive session. Kindly interact. If you have any query, you can unmute yourself. You can interact with the speaker.
Most of the time what happens is people, the youth, the young people, what they do, the students, what they do, they will think, okay, you wanted to tell us something, we have heard you, we don't have any questions, we know everything. Of course, I respect each of you here, all the students. You're very brilliant, you're very intelligent, you know a lot many things. You are the youth. You know more about the technology, you know more about the world, you know what's happening at Insta and politics at global level. At every level, the world is changing dynamically, and you are the dynamic people. You are bringing change. So I respect that you're very intelligent, and I would wish you all congratulations for you have been with me. I have been with you. I have learned the art of silence from you people, and you have definitely learned something new from me. It was interactive session, and then there is one chat message popping out that says thank you for motivational lecture. Thank you so much, Dr. Gulchur Mavi. Thank you. It was pleasure to be at GADVASU, though it was online, but it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. So, ma'am, should we call it off air?
Yeah, ma'am. So thank you so much, ma'am. So on behalf of our worthy Vice Chancellor, Dr. Inderjeet Singh, Dean College of Veterinary Science, Dr. Sarabpreet Singh Human, the organizing secretaries, ma'am, it was a very informative talk indeed. I was thinking that personally, communication skill for me was just interacting in a very soft, subtle way with a good accent, and just to show that you can interact in a good way. But I have learned a lot many things from you. I think the participants, especially the students, they might have noted the key points that even I have noted, that one should be self-confident, should be enthusiastic, should make an eye contact. There were verbal and non-verbal communications. And ma'am, you have told lot many things that the students and each and everyone should inculcate in themselves, so that they should be a good communication and the communication barrier should be removed as told by you. It was really a motivational lecture, and it might have definitely not might definitely have motivated the students and the participants as well. So ma'am, thank you so much, and we are looking forward to such motivational talks from you in the future also, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a very informative talk.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Jai Hind.